What's up, everyone? So today is part 2 of the Great Goldran review. In the first one, I did Sky Goldran. I think that came out about 2 weeks ago or so. And so we're going to do the second part. So this is the Dran and Great parts. So we will start taking a look at that. We'll take a look at some of the articulations, some of the accessories and things like that. So let's go. All right, so first things first, we're going to take a look at the box. Yet again, great artwork by Kotobukiya. Just masterful artwork. I love it. So that's the front there. This is the bottom. This is the side with your most of your information there. And then that is the top. All right, and then there is the other side. It pretty much told you everything that it comes with. So you've got Dran in action poses, and then you've got Great Goldran there. So great box artwork there. So we'll take a look at the manual here. All right, now for the manual. So there's your manual there. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. So you got the story of Goldran there, and with some good artwork. You've got the color guide in the back. Right, so if you plan on doing any paint mixing, those are your ratios and stuff there with the action poses there. There's actually not much to this guy, so yeah, not a lot at all. So you've got the manual and stuff there, and pretty simple. So we will get into Dran, and we'll take a look at him real quick. So let's get into that. Okay, now for Dran, this little guy right here. This is actually a pretty fun build. There's not much to him, right? So he doesn't really have a lot of articulation. Like, his arms will go up and out, but not by much, because you've got a peg here and it's pretty small. And so even though it will come out quite a bit, so you can kind of get that sword pose, so it'll come out a little bit there, but that's really all you're going to be able to get with him. So articulation isn't really there. He's pretty much just a regular piece, so there's not too many parts to put him together. He does have some elbow articulation there, no wrist articulation whatsoever. Okay, and then for the legs, he can go 90 degrees. He does have a decent knee bend there. Okay, so he's got that going for him there. No ab articulation. There's not much there. Okay, but he can turn from side to side. He does have some head articulation as well, so he can move it back and forth. Okay, he's actually looking kind of crippled right now. Hold on. And then, there's not much to him. So he's got a little bit of things going from. This is actually where the bulk of your painting is actually going to come from. A lot of the spot painting that you need is for this guy. Pretty much what it is just that you're gonna have to paint like the sides of the ears there. Red, and then this part needs to be red underneath here where this yellow is, and so you're gonna have to paint that, and that's pretty much it. And then painting his sword. All right, so he does have those things there. Now he does have some accessories, not a lot, but it's pretty much just his sword. So this is the sword here that you would put on the side. He's got a sheath for that one that he's got on him right now, and then he's got let's see, he's got 1, 2, 3 sets of hands. So he's got his expressive hands. Okay, he's got his expressive hands, and then he's got his closed fist hands. All right, and then he's got the hands that'll hold the sword. So he's got those for left and right, of course, and he's got some pointing hands as well. So he's got those as well. And that's pretty much all he's got. So this is a nice little figure. I actually like this one a lot better than the Duke Fire one, but there's just not, you're not going to get much out of him. Oh, also you're going to have to paint the wheels as well, because the wheels are supposed to be black on the outside. So you would have to do that painting as well, but not too much to him. I just think that this should have been part of the original kit and just make the kit maybe like 89 or $100 with these parts. I don't really think that they need to put it into a separate set. So, but that's what we'll get to. But we'll get to the main attraction, which is Great Goldran. So let's get into that. Okay, so before we actually change him into Great Goldran, we're going to take a look at the things that you need for him and the accessories that he comes with. He doesn't actually come with much, all right? So he's actually, first, he's got great archery, okay? And that's just his bow. All right, and this actually is the handle for that. So that actually just goes inside here. So it'll just slide in there like that. So he has something to hold on to. So that's all that is here. And then he's got golden arrow. You know, these things have to all have names for them, but so that's his arrow for his bow and arrow. All right, and then actually the only two hands that he comes with these two. You can actually use all of the hands that Sky Goldran had, but this is the one that he actually uses to hold the arrow, and this is actually one part here, and then it's just the thumb part on there. Now, why they actually didn't do this part in gold, I don't know. He had so many of them on the Sky Goldran box, but unfortunately, because this is one solid piece, you're gonna have to paint this one. So fortunately there's no getting around it. But yeah, that just holds it like that. So he's got that there, and then this is the one that actually holds the gun there. So, and actually this one came with Sky Goldran, so actually that's the only set of hands that he has that are new. So you've got that there, and then these are the two side skirts here. This is the front skirt there. There's the head. That's the lion's head there. And then these are the 2 feet. Now, he actually does have a stand for the great archery. So he actually doesn't need it because he can actually hold it on its own, but there's a little hole here. And so that one just goes in here. And so he can actually hold it quite well without it. But the thing about it is that when you put this in, because this actually, since there's no arrow tip on this, this actually goes in here like that. And the thing about that is that sometimes this will actually flex a little bit. So that's probably there just to support that part of it. But yeah, so that's pretty much all his accessories. So we'll get into the transformation real quick and we'll do that. Okay, so for the transformation, pretty much you're just going to be taking the old parts off of Sky Goldran and putting the new parts on. So first, let's move this out of the way here. And then what we're going to do, let me take these out of the way as well. All right, so pretty much the transformation is the same as Goldran. So all you're going to be doing is taking old parts off, putting new parts on. All right, so first we're going to do the head here. So we'll just take the head off. And it was the same with the J Decker for Fire J Decker. So we'll put that to the side. We'll take his sword out here. Put that away. You're going to take off the side skirts. And you're going to take off the feet. Now you got to be careful not to take that ball joint out and leave that in the foot. All right, so we got that, and then take that one off here as well. Okay, so pretty much he's bare bones, and then you're going to take off the chest piece. So we'll take this off, and actually I can take off this. You'll actually put the backpack back on, but let me just do it so I can handle it a little bit better. But I'm going to take this off, and this actually comes off pretty easily. It's not too bad. So, oops. So that goes there. So pretty much he's just bare bones like this. So no head, no side skirt. You're gonna take off the front skirt too, now that I think about it. So we're gonna take that off as well. Okay, so now he's really bare bones. So you've got that. Now, but the rest of it is all the same. That's actually the reason why I didn't do the articulation segment like I normally do, because honestly, as our articulation doesn't change, because the main body is pretty much still Sky Goldran. So if you checked out that review, the articulation is relatively the same. Okay. So first thing we'll do is we'll put the feet on. Now, just due to this design, if I can get that on there. All right, there we go. So that's one foot. I'll do the second foot. Now the feet part is actually, it's one solid piece. You do have to put it together, but there's not much to it. So you've got that. So those are his feet. And then next we'll do the side skirts. So we will put those on, and those just snap on there on the sides. And you want to make sure that it's the short end that sticks to the front, right? So that's usually how I can tell if it's left or right. So you've got that part there. And now we're going to do the front skirt. Now, with this is going to go into this small hole here, and that's where that's going to go in. Now, the thing is, this peg is pretty small. So the one part, this piece is usually the piece that actually does fall off a little bit. So you'll just have to be careful about that and make sure you're not too rough with it, because you definitely don't want to break that, because if you break that, it's not going to stay on. So he does have this part here, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like that holds very well. So, but we'll put that in there just like that. So he's coming together. And then we will put on the lion head. Okay, so there's the lion head there. And then we will put on the head. Now the head, this one looks really, really good. Let's see if I can get him to zero in. But the head does look pretty solid. So, whoops. So, but we'll put the head on there. And for his head, he can turn it 360. For Golden Archery, he'll pretty much be shooting that way, so it can do 360. So he's got enough clearing space with his shoulders that's not going to be a problem. So that is good. Now, we're going to put the backpack on. I can get it to look right. Here we go. And boom. There you have it. I can get him to stand. And there you go. Great Goldran. So that's pretty much it for the transformation. So now we will go into size comparisons. Okay, so right now we're gonna do some size comparisons. So, but first, let me take out the measuring tape. Let me see how tall this guy is. So I would say from the foot to the top of the horn on his head, it's close to 7 inches. I'd say it's between 6 and 7/8 and 7 inches exactly. So, and then to the top of the wing, I would say it's probably closer to 7 and 7/8. So that's how tall he is. Now, size comparisons. So first, of course, we're going to put him next to Fire J. Decker. Okay. And then Great X Kaiser. And I've got him in that swords pose, so he's kind of slanted over a little bit, but so he will fit in with the rest of the Kotobukiya kits. Perfect looking. And of course, I've got to add in one of my personal favorites, of course, which is the Bandai Firebird. So that's what we've got for size comparisons. Now let's go into final thoughts. Okay, so final thoughts on this guy. I do like this design a lot. I do like the samurai motif that Goldran has. It is a really, really good set. The only con I really have is more just of a personal preference thing, and that's just that it does need to be painted. This is the only kit that I've done for the Brave series that I do believe that truly does need to be painted. That's the only way you're really going to get what this actually is out of it. It's just, it needs gold paint. And I would actually say even possibly like some sort of plated style of gold. I didn't mention electroplated before. Those can be relatively expensive, and I don't know anybody that does that stateside. So, but if there's some way that you could do it, that's what I would do, or at the very least, it does need to be painted. This one needs gold paint a lot. Outside of that, I don't really have any other cons. It doesn't come with a lot of accessories. I think I mentioned in the first review that he didn't actually use any guns in this show. That's actually not true. It's just that as far as I know, he didn't use like any like pistols or anything like that. He does have like laser guns, like the things that are on the legs and stuff like that. He does definitely have missile pods and things like that. So he does have projectory weapons outside of just the golden archery. But other than that, I think he's a great kit. I don't believe that these second sets they don't need to be separate. I would actually really like for all of this to be in one set, and then just charge like 80 or 90 bucks or $100, because I know in the United States, you know, this did cost probably about $60 or $70, and Sky Goldran costs roughly about the same amount. And to me, there's just not enough to justify splitting it into two. I think that the accessory parts that you need, there's not that many, especially with Goldran. He doesn't really come with that many parts or accessories at all, you know. And even though Dran is cool, I definitely like this one better than the one for Jake Decker. I still don't think that there's $60 or $70 worth of value for that whole set. I'd say just give it all to me in one set and then just call it a day. So, but that's just me. This is the last one that I needed to do for the Brave series. They have not announced Great Dagorn GX. We have seen some prototypes, but we have not actually seen a painted prototype of it yet. So I imagine that it's coming this year, but I don't know that for a fact. But yeah, out of 10 stars, I give it an 8.5. Solid. It's a good pickup, but yeah, you definitely do need to paint this one. But thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.